Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We have the Chicago Cubs at the Cincinnati Reds, dated September 3, 1969. I'll have the lineups in just a few minutes. Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, and we have the Chicago Cubs at the Cincinnati Reds. This is the second of a two-game series. Cincinnati took the first one 10-2. The lineups are as follows. For the Chicago Cubs, they come into this game 9 1/2 games behind the first-place Pirates in third place. Ron Santo is injured. He'll be out for a couple games. It's Kessinger at short, Beckert at second, Billy Williams in left, Ernie Banks at first, Hickman in right, Paul Popovich in for Santo at third base, batting sixth, Hundley catching, Oscar Gamble in center, and Bill Hands, the right-hander, going for his 20th win. For the Cincinnati Reds, they're tied for third place with Houston. They are playing .500 baseball, and they are 13 games behind the first place Atlanta Braves. It'll be Pete Rose in right, Tolan in center, Alex Johnson in left, Tony Perez at third, Johnny Bench catching, Lee May at first, Helms at second, Woodward at short, and Jim Maloney, with 12 wins on the season, pitching and batting ninth. And we get the first pitch in about 2 minutes. Stand by, please. And Kathy Harden has arrived. Great to see you. And the post is up, and the post is good. The X post. And the Cincinnati Reds take the field. It's here at Crosley Field. Jim Maloney on the mound. Catching him is bench. And Don Kessinger will lead it off here in the top of the first for the Cubs. Kessinger, a switch hitter. He'll bat left against Maloney. Here's Maloney, he's ready. The wind up and the pitch to Kessinger. 2-3, he walked him. Kathy Harden for the Cubs. So Kessinger is on first with a leadoff walk. And Glenn Beckert is the batter. Okay, Maloney now from the stretch. The pitch to Beckert. 4-6, and that's a fly ball to left. Running for it is Alex Johnson, and he catches up with it to make the catch. 1 out. Kessinger holds. Now Billy Williams. Okay, Maloney. The pitch to Williams. That's 4-2 left-handed, fly ball center field. And Tolan is under it. He makes the catch. And there's 2 away now. Just to let you know, Kathy, Ron Santo is out for a couple days. Paul Popovich is in the lineup, playing third. He's in the 6th position. Banks moved up to cleanup. So Ernie steps in, 2 outs. Kessinger on first. We're just underway here, top of the first. Okay, Maloney from the stretch. 4-8, and that is a liner to short, caught by Woodward. Nice catch by Woody Woodward. The side is retired. No runs, no hits. The walk to Kessinger. He was left on base after a half. It's Chicago nothing, and Cincinnati coming to bat. And we thank Kathy Harden for the repost. Here's Bill Hands now. Bill Hands has 19 wins. He could be the first player on the Cubs to win 20. Juan Marichal leads the National League with 22, and all of baseball, by the way. Ken Holtzman has 16 wins. And Jenkins with 14. Okay, leading it off is Pete Rose here for the Reds. Pete Rose, switch hitter, batting left against Hands into his windup. And the pitch to Rose. 3-7. It's a base hit by Rose to lead it off for the Reds. So Rose is on. And here's Bobby Tolan. Hands from the stretch. The pitch to Tolan. That's going to be 1-9 right-handed. Hit him. Oh, Tolan was hit by a pitch. So it's first and second now with nobody out. And Alex Johnson comes to the plate. Tony Perez is on deck. Yeah, Hands puts 2 on. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 3-7 right-handed. Grounds it to short. Kessinger to Beckert to Banks. Double play, and Rose goes to third on that. There are 2 outs now. A sharp ground ball to Kessinger to the second baseman Beckert, and then over to Banks for the double play. It's 2 outs, Rose on third, and here's Tony Perez. Hands trying to get out of this here in the first. Okay, Hands is ready. Here's the pitch to Perez. That's 4-6 right-handed, and that's going to be a base hit. A 2-out single for Perez that brings Rose home, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. A clutch single by Perez. Perez on first, 2 down now. 1 run in. It's 1-0 Reds. And here's Bench. Here's Hands now, the pitch to Bench. That's 1-5, and he struck him out. So Hands finally gets out of the inning after allowing 1 run on 2 hits, a hit by pitch, and 1 left on. And after 1, it's Cincinnati 1, Chicago 0. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. Indeed it is. Yes, Kathy Harden. Maloney comes out to pitch the top of the second. It'll be Jim Hickman to lead it off. Okay, Maloney is ready. Hickman in the batter's box. The windup and the pitch from Maloney. 3-7 right-handed, and he walked him. So Maloney walks the first batter in each of the first 2 innings. Walking Hickman now. He walked Kessinger in the first, left him on. Hickman is on first to lead it off. Here's Paul Popovich in for Ron Santo, who's out for a couple days. Maloney from the stretch, and the pitch to Popovich. That's 4-11, switch hitter batting left, grounds to first, forcing Hickman at second. It's 1 out, and now Popovich is on first base, and here's Randy Hundley, the catcher. Maloney and the pitch. 1-7 right-handed, lines it to short, caught by Woodward. 2 outs. For Oscar Gamble, who's starting at center field these days. Popovich takes a short lead off first. It's 2 outs. And Maloney, the pitch to Gamble. That's 4-6 left-handed. Swung on and belted into right center field for a double by Gamble. And that's no asterisks. Popovich rounding third. Let's see if he's coming home. That's to center field. He's a 1-12. 2 outs, 1-14. -2, 1-12. He's coming home. And the throw from Tolan, and Popovich is safe. And that ties the game. A nice hustle. Gamble goes to third on the throw, and there's Oscar Gamble with a clutch double. When Popovich was on first, he came all the way home to tie up this ball game. And here comes Bill Hands. Okay, here's Maloney, the pitch to Hands. 6-6 right-handed, and he struck him out. That'll retire the side, but a run on a walk, and then a huge double by the new center fielder for the Cubs, Oscar Gamble, that knocked home Popovich. It's a 1-1 ball game now. Here's Bill Hands. He'll face Lee May. Okay, Hands is ready. Here's the pitch to May. 3-8. It's hit deep by May. Oh, my. Deep to left, and it's gone. Lee May with a home run. This team, this lineup, this Reds lineup, he's the 6th batter in the lineup. And what a hitter he is. He had 38 home runs, hit 278, 110 runs batted in. And that's going to make it a 2-1 ball game off Hands. That home run, let's look at it again. It was 3-8 right-handed. Home run 1-19, that's gone. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either, Kathy Harden. Bill Hands, I'm sorry, Lee May, with his 22nd of the year, he's a bit behind the pace of 38, but that is the 22nd home run for Lee May. So the Cardinals retake the lead. It's now 2-1 Reds. And here's Tommy Helms. Hands into his windup and the pitch. That's 2-11 right-handed. Pops it up behind the plate. Hundley makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Woody Woodward. 310. And it's a base hit to left for Woodward. Maloney comes up with Woodward on first and 1 out. Maloney, a 7 NR. Okay, hands working from the stretch. The pitch to Maloney. 5-6 right-handed. Struck him out. That's the second by hands. And Pete Rose comes up 2 outs with Woodward on first. Rose singled and scored in the first. Hands gets the sign from Hundley. And here's the pitch. To Rose, 6-5, switch hitter left, fly ball left field. And Williams under it for the catch, and the side is retired. But another run for the Cincinnati Reds on a home run, a solo home run by Lee May. And after 2, it's 2-1 Reds. We have a doubleheader next on the schedule. And we'll do that tomorrow, we hope. Actually, it's not a doubleheader. I am so sorry. It's a single game. Detroit Tigers at the Royals. A snoozer with McLean for the Tigers and Headland for the Royals. Then it's the Mets at the Dodgers. And that will be Kuzman and Claude Osteen. So look for those 2 games next in our schedule. We're heading now to the top of the 3rd. Maloney. Will face the top of this Cubs order. Okay, here's Maloney. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Kessinger. Switch hitter batting left, 6'9", and he chops it to short. That's our first X of the game. Woodward, 330. Oh, that's going to be an S2. Looks like it's going to be a base hit. E30, that's 9, 10, 11. And it is a base hit, a leadoff single by Kessinger. Kessinger is on first to lead it off, and here's Glenn Beckert. Okay, Maloney from the stretch. And the pitch to Beckert. 6'4", right-handed, fly ball center X. That's for Tolan, 311. Tolan going back trying to get that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. And he makes the catch. It's an F2. And the runner will hold. Kessinger holds. A fly out to Tolan, one away. And here's Billy Williams. Williams, left-handed hitter. Flew to center in the first. Maloney, the pitch to Williams. 2-11, and he grounds it to second. Helms steps on the bag and throws it to May for a double play, and the side is retired. No runs, one hit, none left. We're in the middle of the third. It's 2-1 Reds. Cubs are 9 1/2 games behind the first place Pirates in the East. They're in third. $19.11, Kathy Harden. I'll tell you what, just for you. Just give me a reminder, will you? If I do remember, I'll post it now. It's not a great game. I would do the one that's up on the schedule. Just for you, Kathy. It's a 2-1 ball game, and hands will face Tolan, Johnson, and Perez here in the bottom of the third. Here's hands. And the pitch to Tolan. 1-2. And that is a liner to second, caught by Beckert. One away. Tony Hartley from Oregon. Are you at the subway right now? It's one out. You're gonna make me hungry, Christ. Nobody on. Johnson at the plate. He grounded into a double in the first. Yeah, we'll go back. Why not? Here's the hands now. The pitch to Johnson. 3-7. And he grounds it to Kessinger at short. And he throws Johnson out. 2 away for Tony Perez. 2-1 Reds. Bottom of the third, hands. Perez singled home Rose in the first. You are, yes, he is. Tony Hartley is at Subway. Looking for, don't tell me what you have, and I'll just get hungry. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch from hands to Perez. That's going to be 3-7, and he struck him out. So Hands gets his third strikeout. He retires the side in order. And we've gone 3 full innings here at Crosley Field in Cincinnati. It's the Reds 2, the Cubs 1. If you want, you can tell us, Tony. I'll get something to eat later. We're going to move to the top of the fourth. Maloney takes the mound. The Reds won this one 2-0 in real world. Maloney went all the way for the shutout. Hands got, I think Hands, I don't know if he got the loss. Reagan came in for relief. You're having a club. I love those. Maybe I'll go get that later. I get one at Jersey, whatever the name is. Jersey Joe, Jersey Jack, Jersey Mike's. Well, Maloney on the mound. He's going to face Banks, Hickman, and Popovich here in the top of the fourth. Here's Banks now. Maloney into his windup and the pitch to Banks. That's 1-8, and he pops it up to short. Woodward makes the catch. That's the second pop out to Woodward at short for Banks. One down. And here's Hickman. Maloney steps off the mound a moment. He comes back on now. Gets the sign from bench. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hickman. 3-11, right-handed, fly ball left field. For Alex Johnson, he makes the catch, 2 outs. And the batter is Paul Popovich, 2 down, no one on. Cubs batting, top of the fourth. They trail by 1. Okay, here's Maloney, the pitch to Popovich. 2-3, and he flies it to right field for Hickman, for Rose, I'm sorry. And Rose makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 for Maloney. And after 3.5, it's Cincinnati 2, Chicago 1. Bill Hand's coming out to pitch the bottom of the fourth. A beautiful afternoon here in Cincinnati. Johnny Bench to lead it off. It's Hands on the mound. Bench steps in. Here's the pitch from Hands. 2-11. And it's a fly to left. Williams makes the catch. 1 down. And it's Lee May now who hit the home run that has put the Reds ahead 2-1. Here's the pitch to May. 3-3, right-handed, hit him. That's the second hit by pitch by Hands today. May is on first. With 1 out and Tommy Helms the batter. Hands from the stretch. Pitch to Helms, 2-5, Grounds it to second. Beckert. His play is to first, and May advances. So it's May on second, 2 outs. And a clutch situation for Woodward. Okay, hands, and the pitch to Woodward. That's 5-5 right-handed, grounds it to short. Kessinger. And he throws to Banks at first, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a second hit by pitch. Left on base, we've gone 4, and this is a 2-1 ball game. My name is Jeffrey Guterman, and this is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Indeed. Oh. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Crosley Field. Steve Aqualung has arrived. He's for the Cubs. We've gone 4 innings. It's 2-1 Reds. Cubs are 9.5 behind the first place Atlanta Braves. Reds tied with Houston, 13 behind. Cubs are in third. And we're heading to the top of the 5th. Maloney takes the mound. And it'll be catcher Randy Hundley to lead it off. Here's Maloney now. He's ready. The windup and the pitch to Hundley. That's 5-6 right-handed. Walked him. So Hundley, the tying run, is on first. And here comes Gamble. Gamble with the big double, the 2-out double that brought home Popovich. Hundley on first now, nobody out. Gamble at the plate. Maloney now from the stretch. And the pitch to Gamble. That's 4-9, left-handed, walked him. So 2 walks by Maloney to start off the 5th. And Bill Hands comes up, a bunter. Okay, here's Maloney now, from the stretch and the pitch to Hands. Whoa, he lays it down. He's going to be a B bunter, and that's a 9. I think that's good. Yes, it is. It's a hit to first, and Lee May can go only to the bag to get Hands, and the runners advance. So it's second and third, 1 down, and the Cubs have a chance here. Don Kessinger, the batter. Kessinger is 1 for 1. He walked and singled, was out in a double play. Kessinger steps into the batter's box. It's Maloney from the stretch now. And that's a strike call to Kessinger. Okay, Maloney. The pitch to Kessinger. That's 2-4 right-handed. And that's going to be a liner to second, caught by Helms. 2 outs now. Runners on second and third. And Glenn Beckert in a clutch situation. He flew to left and flew to center. Tying run on third, go ahead on second. Okay, here's Maloney and the pitch to Beckert. That's going to be 4-7 right-handed, and that is a fly ball to center, and Tolan goes back and makes the catch. And that will retire the side, a long fly ball, 4-7. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, both left. We're in the middle of the 5th here. And it is a 2-1 ball game. The Cubs are 5 games over 500, but they've been behind. They were a little closer, then they lost pace. They've got to win today to keep pace with the Pirates, who won on this game, on this date. I believe they won over Atlanta. I could be wrong. It's going to be Maloney leading it off here in the bottom of the fifth. He struck out in the second. Hands lost his last attempt for the 20th win. Going for it again today. That's fouled back and out of play by Maloney. Maloney is 7 NR. Okay, hands. The windup and the pitch to Maloney. That's 4-9. Right-handed, struck him out. The fourth strikeout for Bill Hands. And now the top of the order, Pete Rose. 1 for 2. Singled, scored the first run for the Reds. And he flew to left. Here's Hands now into the windup and the pitch to Rose. That's 1-4, and it's hit well by Pete. Oh my, it's going to be deep, and it's gone. Pete Rose has hit a solo home run. You know, Rose once said in an interview he could have hit 40 home runs a year, but he would have hit 260. Rose hits a solo home run on a 1-4 right-handed. He had 16. And that's going to make it a 3-1 ball game. I've lost hope in these Cubs. Whoops. For Rose, that's number 12 on the season. So it's 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 now, Reds. Here's Bobby Tolan. Okay, Hands is ready. Here's the pitch now to Tolan. 1-4, and he grounds it to first. Banks has it, and he takes it to the bag, 2 away for Alex Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2. That's 4-8 right-handed. And it's a base hit by Johnson. Oh, just got through. Past the reach of Popovich. A 4-8, single 1-2, it was a 2. So Johnson is on first with 2 outs. Here's Tony Perez now. Perez 1 for 2 with a single, knocked home Rose in the first. Here's the pitch from Hands. That's 4-12, right-handed, grounds to first X for Banks. Not many X's today. He's a 2-4. That's a re-roll on the 20 die. 2-4-15-2. It's a G1. Banks, E4. 5-9, 13, E4. And he takes it to the bag, and the side is retired. But another run for the Reds on a home run, another home run. This one by Rose, his 12th of the season, may hit his 22nd in the second. It's 3-1 Reds. Here comes Billy Williams to lead it off, top of the 6th. Cubs are down by 2. The pitch from Maloney. That's 6-12 left-handed, walked him. That's the 5th walk allowed by Maloney today. Williams is on. And here's Ernie Banks. Ernie, the tying run at the plate. He's 0 for 2. He popped to short twice. From the stretch, Maloney, the pitch to Banks. 4-8, right-handed. And that's a base hit by Banks. Past Woodward. Williams goes to second and holds. So the Cubs have something going, first and second, and now Hickman at the plate, the go-ahead run. Banks on first, Williams on second. Here's Jim Hickman. Hickman walked and flew to left. Maloney's first endurance inning is the 7th, hands the 8th. The pitch from Maloney. 3-6. And it's a grounder to short. Woodward to Helms to May, and it's a double play. Williams goes to third on it. A big double play there, but Williams is on third. It's 2 outs and Paul Popovich in a clutch situation here. Maloney trying to get out of this. Popovich reached on a force, scored on Oscar Gamble's double, the only run for the Cubs today. Here's Maloney and the pitch to Popovich. 4-4, switch hitter batting left, catcher X. Bench a 1-3. It's popped up. Bench E3. 5-9, 11. And he makes the catch, and the side is retired. A pop out to bench. Big disappointment there for the Cubs in the 6th, but what else is new? No runs, a walk, a single. It was first and second, no outs. Then the double play by Hickman, and then Popovich pops out to bench. We're in the middle of the 6th. It is a 3-1 ball game. Here's Bench 0 for 2 to lead it off for the Reds here. Okay, hands. The windup and the pitch to Bench. 5-2 right-handed, grounds to second X. Beckert, 230. E30 for Beckert. 5-8-10 E30. And he throws him out, one away. Now here's Lee May. A solo home run and hit by a pitch left on. Hands gets the sign from Hundley, and the pitch to May. 5-10, right-handed, struck him out. That's the 5th strikeout for Bill Hands today. 2 down for Tommy Helms. And Mike Terranova. Hello. Mike Terranova with the big hello, and welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. It's 3-1 Reds. They're batting in the bottom of the 6th, second of a 2. Reds took the first 10-2. This is September 3, 1969. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Hands to Helms. And that's 6-11 right-handed. Fly ball right X. Hickman 3-5. That's an S2. He's an E5. 6-12-16. And it is a base hit. A 2-out single by Helms. Hickman couldn't get that. We're getting closer, Mike. Only about a year. I think we've gone about 4 years. 2 outs, Helms on first. Here's Woodward. Woodward 1 for 2. And the pitch from Hands. That's 1-5 right-handed. Grounds it to short. Kessinger fields it. Throws to Banks. And the side is retired. No runs for the Reds here in the bottom of the 6th. 1 hit and 1 left on. After 6, it's Cincinnati 3, Chicago 1. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. We'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to step outside for a couple minutes, folks. I'll be back. It's 3-1 Reds. Don't go anywhere. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I'll be right back. Oh, you are quite excused, Mike Terranova. Folks, it is the pre-witching hour, so you'll have to excuse me for a few minutes. I need to take my medicine. And as soon as that happens and I enjoy it, we'll go ahead and continue this ball game. I want to thank everybody, especially Kathy, for the companionship all year long and putting up with me. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Oh, that's better, Kathy. Boy, there's nothing like that first hit. Meanwhile, it's a 3-1 ball game. Jim Maloney has held the Cubs to 1 run on 3 hits. He has walked 5. Looking for his 13th win of the season. He had 12 in real world, and it'll be the bottom third of the order. Randy Hundley to lead it off. Okay, here's Maloney. He's ready now. And the pitch to Hundley. 2-7 right-handed, fly ball center for Tolan. And there's 1 away. Now here's Oscar Gamble. Doubled home the sole run for the Cubs and walked left on. Maloney. That's 3-7, and he walked him again. So Gamble is on. He's got speed, but it's Bill Hands, the batter. And they're going to let him hit. Kessinger out on deck. This is not a World Series game, and this is a different era. He would have hit. He already had a bunt. Here's the pitch from Maloney. Oh, he lays it down again. Oh, it's an 11B now. Oh, it's hit to Maloney, and he forces Gamble at second. And that'll put Bill Hands on. So that was a failed sacrifice bunt attempt. And it's 2 outs with Hands on first. Kessinger is the batter. The big bats will, if he gets retired, then the big bats will come up next inning for the Cubs. Okay, here's Maloney now. That's 111. And he pops it up behind the plate bench quickly. Gets under it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. The walk to Gamble, and Hands left on after the force. It's the 7th inning stretch. I am still enjoying the effects of my first dose of medicine. I gotta tell you folks, if I could be sincere with you all, and I'm not looking for sympathy, I just gotta tell you, I am experiencing for now maybe a month or more a profound sense of existential regret and hopelessness about life. And it's not, I'm not desperate though. I'm not suicidal. I don't, but that's what I've been going through. And this sure is one thing. This is one thing besides my medicine and maybe a couple other things which I'd rather not mention, and I just have to brush it away from my head. And I'm doing that right now. So I'm going to go back and brush that away. It's called suppression, where you knowingly push something away from thinking, You have to find your way of doing it, just so I can function. Anyway, on to some brighter things. Let's get back to the game. Here's Bill Hands. And it's going to be Maloney leading it off. Now Maloney, with a nice lead here in this ball game. He's 0 for 2, struck out twice. He is a 7NR. And Maloney steps into the batter's box. And by the way, I have this deep existential sense of regret and dismay about the world, about life. You think about all the people who die, and I know acceptance. I know that I was in the field of mental health for 30 goddamn years or more. I'm just saying. And I bet you I'm not the only one. I bet you there are others who have similar and/or, maybe even different experiences. Anyway, let's move on. Here's Maloney to lead it off here. Hands in his 7th inning. His first endurance is the 8th. Maloney's was the 7th, which he got out of with plenty of endurance. Okay, here's Hands now. And that's a 1-8. Struck him out for the 3rd time. And that'll be Bill's 6th strikeout. And here's Pete Rose. Big hand for Pete. Okay, hands, the wind-up and the pitch to Rhodes. 4-9, left-handed, struck him out. That's the 7th. So Hands has really been tough at times. Threw a home run ball, sure. But it's 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. By the way, it's going to be Beckert, Williams, and Banks for the Cubs in the top of the 8th. It's 2 outs, nobody on. Hands has retired the first 2 Reds here in the bottom of the 7th, and Tolan steps in. Hit by a pitch 0 for 2 today. I need water, and then I'll get myself something to eat. Here's Hands now, and the pitch to Tolan. That's 1-9 right-handed. Hit him! And that's it, he's out. Oh my. We go with intuition here. Bill Hands has been thrown out of this ball game. And he's such a mild-mannered guy. Bill Hands ejected for hitting his 3rd batter. It happens. Kathy Harden, he's arguing, and here's Leo now. Leo has come out and he's talking. There's a break here. Leo is talking to the umpire, but he's out of this game. Bill Hands has been ejected from this ball game. He pitched 6 2/3 innings. The umpire, Leo, is still arguing. What a shame. He didn't walk a batter, he hit 3. And he struck out 7, and he has allowed 3 runs thus far. He's the loser of record. Yeah, Kathy Harden. I told you a 3rd is it's all gut call. I'm not going to do that in the World Series. Or maybe I will. I should set up a chart. But he threw him out of there. 3 hits. He hit Tolan in the 1st, he hit May in the 4th, and then he went ahead and hit Tolan for a 2nd time in the 7th. Yeah, Leo came out, Mike, and Leo, did you know he used to hang out with mobsters, and he wore very fancy suits, and he wore ladies' perfume? I guess that the men's cologne was not as developed yet. He wore ladies' frickin' perfume. He gave him the finger. Oh, Hands! Hands with the finger. Oh my, there's gonna be a new pitcher. I'm using not artificial intelligence, but my own intelligence. There is a break in the action. It's going to be Phil Reagan, who pitched in this game in real world. And he's taking his sweet ass time coming out. after he just wrapped up his, actually it doesn't matter, but they're going to give him some pitches here, even though you're not going to penalize another guy. It's Phil Reagan who is coming in. I believe he's a right-hander. Sorry about that, people. Yeah, no, you bet. All right, Kathy Harden. Yeah. And Phil Reagan is coming in now. Phil Reagan will be the new pitcher. And Reagan now is on the mound. He's taking his warm-ups here. This is the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network. I hope you have been enjoying the ball game. We did quite a double header yesterday. And I just thought what I would do here is I'm going to play this, but I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to make this very, very, very systematic. Okay, because this is the end of my Strat-O-Matic for the day. You see, because all my Strat-O-Matic is live. All of it. By the way, we are doing a New Year's Eve special going back to the 1911 baseball replay. We're going to play go back in time on New Year's. It'll probably be who knows how long. Maybe there'll be 2 games. A very unusual thing has happened. Phil Reagan is coming in for the ejected. Wait a minute, Leo has been thrown out. Leo DeRocha has been thrown out of this ball game. He was on the 34 Cardinals. I want you to think about that. And then I think Leo has been thrown out, and look at him. He is now sulking in the dugout. And the umpire is coming up and telling him to leave. He played on the 34 Cardinals, people. He was shortstop. Wasn't much of a hitter, but I think he was a good shortstop. And here's a shot of Leo with a Jackie Robinson when he was on Montreal. That could have been, I think, either 47 or 46. I think he was brought up from Montreal. I'm not sure what year. I know his first MLB season was 47. And if he accepted Robinson, given a man of his times, then I give him more credit. No one's perfect. Leo was a character. Leo has been thrown out of this ball game. It looks like Pete Reeser, who is a coach for the Chicago Cubs, is going to take over the managerial duties. Pete Reeser, boy, did he have a few years that were unreal. I don't know if he had a lot of power, but yeah, he coached in '69. Pete Reeser now. When DeRocher was manager, Pete Reeser will take over, and we're going to get back to this ball game. Strata's out of stock. How do you like that? Leo, okay. Mike Terranova, Kathy Harden, baseball demos. Yeah, I picked it up. And we're going back to it. It'll be fun. Here's Phil Reagan now. He's ready. And with 2 outs, Tolan on first. It's Alex Johnson. Okay, Reagan now. Jimmy Jam has arrived. Here's the pitch. Grounded to second. Beckert has it. And he throws it on over to Ernie. And the side is retired. It's no runs, no hits. The third hit by pitch, thrown by hands, and he is ejected. And Reagan comes in to retire the side. And we are heading to the top of the 8th here. Got to say, a big story is Maloney. Although he's walked 6, he's allowed only 3 hits and 1 run. He has really, he had some breaks in the game, double play balls, and we'll see what the Cubs can do here. It's going to be the heart of the order: Beckert, Williams, and Banks. And then it goes on from there. Hickman and Popovich, who hits for a bit of average, and Huntley, a good hitter, and then the emerging Oscar Gamble, who doubled home the only run for the Cubs, and then Maloney walked him twice. So here's Maloney now taking his warm-ups. Boy, did Ukraine get shelled this morning. Early their time. I think it was in the morning, I'm not sure. And boy, did they get shelled with air attacks. And I want to tell you, part of my dismay that I was talking about earlier is that, read about it, people die in this. And I'm whining about my existential dismay. People die in this. Oh, thanks very much, Jimmy Jam. Yeah, and it's cool today. It's cool. Well, here comes Beckert, 0 for 3 today, facing the very, very difficult Jim Maloney tonight. Okay, here's Maloney now. He gets the sign from bench, and the pitch to Beckert. That's 5'10", right-handed, fly ball left. It's a can of corn for Alex Johnson. 1 down. So, could be destiny here. I don't see anything. I don't see the Cubs hitting Maloney today. I think Maloney is really tough today. But you never know. Leo is gone. The old Brooklyn Dodger. I think he also played on another team. Pete Reeser is now coaching. Managing. He's managing. Okay, here's Maloney now. And the pitch to Williams. 3-3, it's a base hit by Williams. That's what you got to do. They've been getting, that's only the fourth hit tonight. Williams on first, and here's Ernie. Ernie 1 for 3. It's Williams on first. Ernie, the tying run at the plate. Here's Maloney now. That's 1-8. Oh, he popped it up. Woodward at short makes the catch. It's 2 away, and here's my guy, Jim Hickman. I was a Cubs fan, folks, 1970 to 73. Really strong Cubs fan. Loved their players, loved their lineup, loved their stadium. I made a connection with them. And they didn't have a yearbook. They had what was called a media guide. It was like a this wide and long, but only this wide. It was a media guide, and it was their equivalent of a yearbook, and I'd buy it. You can get those. I used to get those at Shea. They would sell yearbooks of other teams, and to me that was the coolest freaking thing in the world. Okay, it's Maloney, 2 outs. Williams on first. Hickman now, the tying run. Maloney gets the sign from bench. He's set. And the pitch. 1-3, and he struck him out swinging. Hickman goes down. That's only the second strikeout for Maloney, but doesn't matter. The side is retired is what matters. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. What a shame. Here's Phil Reagan again. The ejection done on a rule that I have, along with my intuition at the time, especially considering how important is the game. Reagan has done as well as Hands would have done. And let's see, this lineup just goes on all day. Perez, Bench, and May. And this is the middle of the lineup. May, the 6th hitter in the lineup. Okay, Reagan ready now. And the pitch to Tony. That's 6-4 right-handed. Fly ball center, not too many X's today. Gamble is under it, and it's 1 away. Here comes Bench. If you're looking ahead to the top of the 9th, it'll be Popovich, Hundley, and Gamble. By the way, don't get a hard-on over Gamble. Sorry about that, Kath, about that metaphor. He was only a .225 hitter. Okay. So but it is fun. If he gets on the pitcher's card, you never know what can happen. He's a left-handed hitter. It's 1 out, nobody on. Here's Bench. Reagan, and the pitch. That's going to be 5-4 right-handed. Fly ball center. And that's for Gamble at 325. Fly ball 2. He's at 25. That's going to be 8, 9, 10. Can he get this? Yes, he does. A nice catch by Gamble, 2 down. And again, if you're looking ahead, it'll be Popovich, Hundley, and Gamble. Here's Lee May now. Lee hit the home run. Turns out Lee's home run is the winner, the game winner, game-winning run batted in, the game-winning run scored by May. Another problem I've had, and it's partly emotional, is if I feel hunger, I get a little bit scared. And then also, then you don't know, is it hunger or is it anxiety? And I think what it is it's a tiny little bit of hunger, just a very, very mild. Like you could use a meal, but you're not dying for it. Plus anxiety equals what I'm experiencing. And especially to Kathy, I really am sorry about that remark I made a few moments ago. But I think sometimes I do comedy bits and cross the line a little bit. It's 2 outs, nobody on here. And Lee May, but you're a good sport. Lee May now, he was hit by hands. Oh, thanks a lot. You're a good sport. Here's the pitch from Reagan. Thanks for saying so. 6'10", right-handed, fly ball center, very few X's. And Gamble again, he catches all 3 fly balls. A 1-2-3 would have pitched just as good, if not better, than Hands would have, for the sake of how that went. But 3 hit by pitch, as I was saying, ends the ball game for that pitcher. He's thrown out. If I have a gut feeling about it. If it's the World Series, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to decide. I don't want any ambiguity in the World Series. So I will do that, yes. 3 and you're out in the World Series. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh yeah, Mike. You know damn well they have some there. And they all have their own computer. Well, we're heading to the top of the 9th, and it's been Maloney all day long, who has scattered 4 hits, including the double by Gamble, which brought in the only run for the Cubs in the 2nd. He has walked 6, he's struck out 2, he's allowed only 1 run. So, bottom line for Jim Maloney, a very good performance thus far. If he can retire the side with a run or less, we're going to call him the winner. It's Paul Popovich, who's playing for Ron Santo. Santo is out, and I checked it. He's out. He'll be back like on September, this is September 3rd, about the 6th or 7th. He'll be back. Here's Maloney now, has gone all the frickin' way. It's Maloney and the pitch to Popovich, switch hitter batting left. 4-6, hitting left, and that's a drive hit out into the gap. It's going to drop, and Popovich with a double to lead it off. Popovich has doubled Mike Terranova to lead it off. He's playing for Santo. He played for Beckert quite a bit back in, I don't know if it was May or June, but when Beckert was out for like a whole month, he probably fractured something. But in any case, Paul Popovich with a big double, and Randy Hundley, the tying run at the plate, and Maloney has endurance, and it's going to be Randy Hundley. You talk about a kick-ass, hard-working, competent catcher, it's Randy Hundley. So is Jerry Grote. Bench was even, in another level. So Hundley steps into the batter's box. Leo is calling in by radio to Reeser. He's a real Okay, here's Maloney now from the stretch. And the pitch to Hundley. Whoa! Whoa, there it is. That's a re-roll, complete re-roll. Don't even look, because this green die fell across the room. It's a complete re-roll. There's no ambiguity there. Okay. Maloney again from the stretch with Popovich on second, no outs. The pitch to Hundley. That's going to be 110 right-handed. Grounds it to short. Woodward checks Popovich, holds him, and throws Hundley out. That's one away. And we are going to have Gamble hit because even though he is a 225 hitter, we're not going to game the system. We're not going to. He has the expectation that he can hit. He's a youngster. He's got that big fro coming out of that helmet. He has already doubled home the lone run for the Cubs. Gamble steps into the batter's box. It's Maloney now. He's walked him twice. There's Maloney. And the pitch to Gamble. That's 2-4, and he flies it to right field. It's a can of corn for Rose, and it's 2 outs. And here comes Bill Hands. Now there is going to be a hitter for, Reagan, and there's going to be a hitter for Reagan, who came in for the ejected Bill Hands. He pitched 1 1/3 perfectly. Let's see who's hitting. Gamble hit it deep, but it was playable. Quite playable. Yeah, isn't it something how now Maloney, the right-hander, is 1 out away from I would say a very, very satisfying outing. He got under it a little bit, Steve. It's Willie Smith coming out, and Smith has some power. It's a long shot, but Willie Smith, who actually played this season, he had 195 at-bats. He sure is a guy who is the logical choice here. And here's Willie Smith. Take a good look at his card again, if you like. And look at his home runs in the 3 column. He's got a couple of them going. One of them is clean. And let's take a look at his card against right-handers. He can't hit left-handers. Look at that. And he's pretty formidable against right-handers. Maloney, a right-hander. Smith is now approaching the batter's box. It's 2 outs now. Okay, Willie Smith has stepped into the batter's box. Here's Maloney now from the stretch with Popovich on second. Smith the tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's 110, and he chops it to second. Helms has it, throws it to May, and the ball game is over. Jim Maloney, there's Bench coming right out to him, the whole infield. And some players from the dugout coming out to congratulate Jim Maloney for the win. The final score here today is Cincinnati 3, Chicago 1. Cubs could not get much going, but look, Maloney had runners on base, but he got out of it every frickin' time except once in second inning. He didn't get away with it. Hands with the loss, Maloney, the win, his 13th of the season. Looking at him, he pitched 9 innings. He allowed only 4 hits. He walked 6. He struck out 2 and allowed only that 1 run. It was Cincinnati 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Chicago Cubs 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Again, I say home runs by May, his 22nd, Rose, his 12th. We say Maloney, very, very good game. How he was able to, with the 6 walks and 4 singles, he managed to get out of this winning and pitching a very good ball game. I hope you all enjoyed this. Thanks for the companionship. I want to say to everybody, it's that time when we got to say goodbye, but we'll meet again. Stay strong, everybody. This is Jeffrey Guterman from the Strat-O-Matic Sports Network here in Studio B in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we thank Kathy Harden very cordially. Very cordially. I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to try to not freak myself out. Thank you very much, Mike Terranova and Steve Aqualung, as always. Steve Aqualung, a very good guy, so is Mike's, and Kathy, a good gal. And we also had Jimmy Jam here tonight. Baseball Demos made some very, very astute contributions. Tony Hartley was having a club sandwich. That reminds me to go to this Jersey Mike's and get one of those myself. Get it loaded up with all sorts of shit. And give myself a little treat here tonight. I hope you enjoyed this ball game. How cool is it when you play Strat-O-Matic? It doesn't always go the way you want. I wanted the Cubs. And I got excited when Popovich, in for the mildly injured Santo, he'll be back in 2 games, playing third base, doubled. He scored the only run, and he leads off with a double, and, well, Cubs had 3 chances. 3 frickin' chances were all failed. And the Reds win it. Maloney, only 1 run scored. That was nice. Really, the difference in this ball game was the 2 solo home runs. One by May, and that was the game winner, and the one by Rose. Whoops, I forgot Maloney. It's funny you should ask that, Steve Aqualung. Injuries are built in to the replay through the schedule. An example, Rick Monday is out till mid-September. I checked it out. It's just built in. You ignore plus injury, and if you're following using Baseball Reference, and I'm sure that makes perfect sense to you. I'm sure it does. Bando is, so no, there's nothing to keep track. Right, there's nothing to keep track of. If they play, they play. And I do look for extended outs, people who are out for extended periods. Sometimes I go ahead. And Monday's been out for the longest frickin' time. Maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, who knows how long. It's hard to tell, you know what I mean? I'm talking three weeks within the replay, okay? Which is a long frickin' time. It's been out most of August. And he's coming back mid-September. So he's still not going to be out in. Pepitone just came back. In fact, we cheated on him one day. I did that for Kathy Harden. So they're built into the ball game because I think the injury rule is very weak in Strat-O-Matic. I think it just is so. Now there is an advanced version, which, depending on how many innings pitched and/or at bats or plate appearances they had, it goes down. That's good to use, but I have no interest in using that. So that's the beauty of it, how it's built in. Folks, my game has been put to sleep for the night. I think it's the Mets at the Dodgers next. I could be wrong. Maybe that's in 2 games. But whatever it is, I'll be there unless I get terribly ill, emotionally disturbed, and/or dead. Then I intend to be there. And thank you so much, everybody.